NewGenGamers.com.
So,
but once again, something that never saw the light of day.
Never saw the light of day. The crash, just, time and again we'll look at this system because they never apexed. They just literally crashed because of the crash.
And it's such a short period of time. The Coleco, unlike the other systems, the Atari had a long lifespan, even after it died.
Yeah, the Atari literally had a 10-year lifespan,
and the Intellivision has had a longer lifespan because of the fan service by its own developers.
Yeah.
Whereas we see with the Coleco, not a lot of original titles. Yes, arcade love, but it was done over and over again to the point where this is a forgettable system. A 2-year lifespan, longer after 2 years after. 86 in other countries, 88 with the re-release of the system that would play both Coleco and overseas the Sega games, but a short lifespan.
But that wasn't by Coleco, and it wasn't supported by Coleco, so the company itself just literally ditched the video game industry once things fell apart.
But we will see eventually the legacy that it has left, and we'll get into that later
What's
on.
Unfortunate about it, though, is they got stuck in the crash. They didn't cause the crash, whereas Intellivision and Atari flooded the market with way too many games. Coleco was still releasing original great games, not so much original, but great games, and not flooding the market so much, where they sold 6 million units in 2 years and did not
When did
peak.
that Dyna thing release?
86.
86.
Europe in 88 we got our version.
Okay. Well, Coleco went bankrupt in 88 after all the other mayhem that was going on.
Yeah, so Coleco just in the scope of the video game industry, they were kind of a one-hit wonder. They had some decent stuff, but this was their one big hit, and after it faded, so did the company.
All right, we're gonna move on here.
We're gonna check out a game that talks.
Presents?
From 1980 something.
Did you see that?
What?
They misspelled presents.
Really? Let's see that again.
Presents.
Ah, gee.
That's kind of funny.
The Intellivision or the Coleco couldn't do S's.
Yeah, the Coleco couldn't make S's, but it can randomly make 7s and P's appear on our screen. So here we're looking at Squish'em Sam, an overweight plumber type guy, which apparently during the early 80s was a great inspiration for video game characters. I wonder why.
I don't know.
So you are Sam, and your goal is to squish him by climbing up and then dropping down onto the creatures. Kind of a fun game. And as you can kind of maybe hear, he talks and says words. So we're going to crank up the audio here so you can hear a little bit of that. He said whoops, folks. Whoops. Very novel for at the time. When we looked at the Intellivision, we looked at their IntelliVoice module that would allow the games to have limited audio. This one packed it right in on the cartridge.
There we go. Who needs to add that buy that add-on so you can have a little bit of voice action? But once again, it's nerfed. It's not really there, but at least they tried, and that was something novel at the time, We didn't get appropriate voice acting really until, well, I guess the Sega Genesis really tried it at first. But the Sega CD, and a lot of the CD base, we didn't get the audio that we deserved or needed. But hey, why not? If you can throw it in there.
Yeah, it was just hard with cartridges because audio takes up, especially voice audio, takes up a lot of room on a cartridge, and they didn't have the extra room to spare. They just couldn't do it. And
so what is going on in this game? Are you dodging frisbees, or what are those, turtles or giant beetles? They kind of, you ever see that movie Enemy Mine? They kind of look like the turtle creatures from that to me, but I like movies with Dennis Quaid in them.
They also kind of look like that that iRoomba or whatever that robot that sweeps your floor.
Ah,
Roomba, yes.
Roombud.
So
Room whatever
this
he
is where they got the idea for that. And also a bottle cap.
And you're climbing game over. Look at that.
You're
It
climbing
doesn't say game over.
pipes or something.
Who knows what's going on? But we're squishing them. Remember that.
That's
Squish
all
'em,
that
Sam.
honestly matters. It's a pretty fun game.
I like how they couldn't put an S at the beginning in presents, but everything is squish 'em. Maybe it's supposed to be irony. An inside joke. I don't know.
I don't know, but they presented it.
Pre-Kent, as we call it.
That'd be a K. Wouldn't it?
It would be pronounced present with
Present.
like percent. Maybe they were saying percent.
Like percent. I don't know. Just a bad typo. This was an American company, right?
I believe so.
Okay. Just making sure we weren't running into like bad translation, maybe.
We won't roll it out. Somebody definitely dropped the ball, and we're gonna hold them to that.
Yeah, you can't misspell on your title screen. You can misspell in other places in your game, but not on the title screen. It's just bad. What?
He said, "Whoops."
Well, I heard what he said. I just want to know how it happened. We're back to the bottle caps.
So you just continue along here, climbing up this building or these pipes or whatever it is exactly. Sam's squishing.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of maybe a mix between Donkey Kong and kind of, or Beauty and the Beast. Kind of.
Beauty and the Beast was Donkey Kong, so I'm not gonna. I
Yeah.
won't take that comparison. That was what was popular. Time and again in the industry, a popular design comes along, and you have a million variations of that. Pac-Man came along, you saw a million variations of that. Pong, we had a million variations. Asteroids, a million variations. So when Donkey Kong came along, it was very different, and so everyone had to take their attempt at it. And this is essentially a take on that design.
It's an interesting take, though. I kind of like it. And the fact that he talks.
Some fun squishing.
Squishing.
At least the title's cool. Squish 'em, Sam.
Squish him, Sam.
Now you're fighting some jellies, apparently, or
I don't know. Those things look kind of mean looking.
I thought they looked cute.
Mean looking.
Maybe it's his googly eyes.
They're evil.
Ray is also afraid of licorice sticks and Q-tips. It's true. But no, it's Mario on rails. But it looks like it's kind of fun. I didn't know what was going on at first. I think this is more along
Donkey Kong.
acting with the Atari titles and make up your own adventure as you go. You know, for whatever reason, he's stuck in the sewers with these demonic bunny creatures, and he must climb the pipes and squish what he can, because he is Squish 'em Sam. You know, it's ironic that he has to squish things, and his name originally was Squish 'em Sam, but I'm looking way too... Goombas!
You're watching the most exciting game you will ever see on your TV set. Telstar by Coleco, with 3 different games. Telstar Tennis, with digital scoring, variable speeds. Telstar Hockey. Each player controls a goalie plus a forward on the other side. Oops, a goal. And Telstar Singles Handball, a game you play yourself. Telstar Handball, Tennis, Hockey. All 3 at an exciting low price. For great family fun, hitch your TV to a Telstar by Coleco.
Gamers.com.